I realized also when I was asking you a question like 5 minutes ago, I said, as a paralyzed woman, people are going to come for me for that.
Wait, why? I am paralyzed.
No, I
Look
know.
at this hand, y'all. Fucking paralyzed.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Real Hot Girl Shit. I'm your host, Danica Whitson, and we have Bestie in the building. Well, I'm in her building, but JoMarie is here.
I am here in my home.
And we've been trying, guys. I filmed an episode with JoMarie last fucking year, and that was when the podcast went on a hiatus. So it was not aired, but we are back, baby, and we have some exciting updates in JoMarie's life. So I'm excited for you guys to get to know JoMarie a little bit more and just to see how wonderful she is, because I love her.
Aww, it's mutual.
I love it. Okay, we're just gonna dive right in, baby. Okay, so I know this is like so cliche, but I would love for you to share about your story and just a little bit about how, well, we're on the couch, so I guess you can't really see her chair.
Is she disabled? We don't know. We can't tell.
We'll never know. But no, Jo happens to be disabled as well. And so I just wanted you to share a little bit about your story and, you know, all of that. So
about my broken neck. that story?
Broken neck.
Broken neck, bitch. Yeah, okay. Well, it was 6 years ago now. I was on a snowboarding trip with my family in Whistler, Canada, over Christmas. Dad's dream vacation ruined that. And yeah, we were going into lunch, and we're all very avid snowboarders. My dad and sister were on snowboard patrol at a mountain. So yeah, we were all big snowboarders. And unfortunately, there were some rocks, and I was going really fast. And I remember thinking I either have to jump over them or go through them. And I was like, well, may as well try jumping. And that didn't work out for me. So I tumbled, broke my neck at the C4 vertebrae. And I was in Canada for 3 weeks until I was stable enough. And then they flew me to south of San Francisco, and I was there for 7 weeks. And
wow.
Yeah, I was fully paralyzed from the neck down for a month. And then slowly I had a little thumb movement on my left side, and then it just kind of went from there. Yeah.
Yes.
Pretty wild.
And she can stand, ladies and gents.
I can stand.
And I think that's amazing.
Thank you. Should I show them? No,
yeah. I'm like, get up now.
Get up now and stand.
No, but also I think it's amazing that you gained so much movement back as well, because I feel like it's really hard to tell when you're in the hospital too. Like,
yeah. And it was slow. It took like, you know, my left side of my body started moving a bit, and then my right leg didn't start moving till like 4 months later, and it was like
it's crazy,
weak as shit for a year and a half. I finally was like, oh, I'm a little bit stronger. Okay,
I love that. Okay, so you were in the hospital just recovering for the 3 months, you said, or
3 weeks in Canada.
3 weeks.
Just I wasn't stable. I couldn't like eat. I was hot mess.
But then 7 weeks at the rehab in, which I feel like is so crazy, so much time, you know?
Yeah, it's more than most people.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like most people are like 3 weeks in rehab and like 10, 12 days in the hospital.
I like begged them to stay. I was like, please, I'm not ready to leave. Yeah. And they're like, all right, you're progressing a little. We can write to insurance. And I was like, that's ridiculous. But great. Thank you.
Literally crazy. So stupid. But I'm glad they gave you the extra time too. And I feel like I loved rehab. I don't know.
Oh my God. I mean, obviously I wish I wasn't there. Yes, but of course. Yes, the people, the vibes, amazing. The PTs, the staff. Like my last day was on my birthday, the day I left. What do you call that? Discharge. I was like, what is the word? And so everyone like sung happy birthday to me. It was just like such a happy, sad day, but yeah, it was sweet.
But the nurses become like your family because you're with them all the time, you
like
know?
your besties. Going through your like biggest trauma with you. Yeah. It's such a bond.
Oh my gosh, thank you for sharing, and thank you for sharing with everyone listening as well, because I know that was obviously like our stories are like you know, the most traumatic time in our life because your whole world gets flipped upside down. But and your family was there with you the whole time?
Yeah, I'm very grateful for my family. I would not have made it without them. My brother told me how great I was looking every day, and my sister was doing all the like nerdy research for me. And my mom and dad were just incredible. My dad was like my caregiver the first year. Like he was like nurse. He did everything. He was incredible. Yeah. Went above and beyond. So I'm very lucky that I had them. I don't know.
And they're amazing.
Danica's met them.
They are fabulous. She has a wonderful family, and it makes sense why she's so wonderful. But love your family as well, and that's special that they were with you the whole time too. But that's just like so much time to be in the hospital and in rehab. How was your mental state kind of after that? If we don't laugh, we'll cry.
Literally. It was shit. No, it was tough. That first year was very tough because it was like, we don't know what's going to happen. So in my mind, it was like, okay, just avoid, and I'm going to walk again, and I'm going to be fine. And like, then when that wasn't happening, it was like a dark tunnel of hell.
Yes.
I would say. Yeah, it was dark. And then got on some drugs, talked to a lady, and I felt a lot better.
Yay!
Yay, antidepressant.
Yay for drugs.
Turned my life around.
And therapy. We fully support therapy around here. But no, I feel like that's totally understandable. And I feel like relatable to a lot of the disabled community in general, how like you feel really lost in the beginning because you're like, my entire life got fucking flipped upside down. And on top of that, I think I'm going to walk again, but these people are telling me I'm not going to. And so, and just going from walking your whole life to not walking in an instant is kind of literally the most crazy thing to wrap your head around. And I feel like a lot of people feel that way once they're leaving the hospital, like, oh, it'll go back to normal once I go home. And you go home and you have to like relearn everything, you know? So,
and I was like fully dependent on my parents. So it was like, cool, I'm this independent, and then now I'm not. And I'm like living somewhere where I haven't lived for like a long time. Don't want to age myself, but it had been a minute.
Because you were in LA before your accident.
I was in LA, and then I went to New York.
New York. I always forgot about your New York era.
I know. I feel like if there is a God, not that I believe.
I love it.
He like was like, here's 6 months of like the best time of your life living in New York, like literally loved life, and then it was like, and here's hell.
Yes, exactly.
Still don't believe. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. We are non-believers here in the house today.
Not to offend anyone that does believe.
We totally respect everyone who does believe as well, and I respect all of the religions and everything out there. But, you know, I think it's also understandable for some people watching too, probably like, I understand why you don't believe, you know? But okay, and I kind of wanted to go back to like your New York era before the accident as well. So you were just out there being an actress?
I was in LA for 3 years pursuing acting, and I was doing like commercial work, and I took like every single class I could, but because I'm like a perfectionist, which I think a lot of artists strive to be and are. And I had like imposter syndrome. I was like, I need more training. So then I found this like 2-year like intensive acting program, Meisner, for any actors out there. And I moved my whole life to New York to do it, and it was the best. It's it's like, you know, you're like getting pried open emotionally, and you're just like around all these actors, and it's just like, it's the best.
Of course. Amazing. And I feel like that was something I loved before the accident too, was being able to move somewhere and just feel like, oh my gosh, the world is my oyster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, and it's easy peasy.
Exactly.
Do I even need health insurance? I don't know.
Exactly. Don't even need to pay for that.
No.
No, but I love that.
Yeah, no, it was
Oh
the
my
best time
gosh.
ever.
And then after your accident, obviously, you're living in LA again. Was that like such an adjustment moving back now as a paralyzed woman, or was it kind of like,
So easy.
back to it?
No, just
You're like,
not
no,
easy
it
at
was
all.
so
It was
easy.
so terrifying. Like going, 5 years living at home, and I think I was more ready to be more independent, but I just didn't have the not atmosphere, environment to do it. So it was like a big adjustment being like, okay, bye family, I'm gonna rely on myself now, and like trying to like figure out doctors and like healthcare. That is just like a nightmare. It was terrifying.
Course.
And then also trying to find an aide to help me, like that was scary.
Oh yeah.
It was just like a lot.
Of course.
But I'm so glad
are
I did
you
it.
Okay, I was gonna say, are you so
now
happy?
I'm adjusted. I like love my space. I love going home, and then I love being like, I don't have to stay here anymore. This is awesome. Our relationships are better. Yeah.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah.
And then did you move back to LA for Community, or did you kind of move back for acting and Community? Was it a mix of both?
It was acting mainly. I didn't know you yet, so I didn't know what Community I was missing out on.
It's true.
Yeah, no, I had started acting when I was at home. I was doing a lot of commercial work in San Francisco area and coming to LA, driving. My mom and I would do road trips to LA.
Aww.
And then had this great housing opportunity and couldn't pass it up, and then I'm now continuing to pursue the dream.
Pursue the dream
of being poor and not knowing when my next job is gonna happen. Love it.
Love that lifestyle. For us. I feel like that's literally, for people who don't live in LA and are wondering what it's like. That basically summed it up.
Why are we doing this? Is the question we ask ourselves.
Everyone's broke and a creative, and
we love it.
Not receiving work.
Yes.
I feel like as disabled people in general, there are way less jobs for us. Yeah. But there's so many creatives who are disabled and live here, and
love it.
I love it too.
Because I was saying, like, I don't know, I was talking about it recently, but 2 weeks after I moved here, there was like this disability like workshop to learn cinematography and directing, and I like didn't know anyone. I walked into the room, didn't walk, rolled, whatever. Okay, I say walk all the time.
Yes.
Walked into the room, and I just like, everyone was so nice, and like it's so fun now. I go to these workshops and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know you. It's just crazy. Like, from knowing no one to like this community that's like, I get it, you get it. We're like all tight now.
Exactly. And I love it too. Okay. I love hearing more about your journey and how you got here though, and everything like that, because I don't know, like she said earlier, we just met here in LA and instantly became besties, like right off the bat.
Right off the bat. I was like, I know this girl. We laugh and we have fun together and we don't give a shit. It's so fun.
It's so fun. And I feel like right when we met, I was like, I've known you for forever, it feels like.
And then I met Dom and I was like, you guys are my family.
Yes.
This is weird.
And we're going to get into JoMarie's relationship status later, but JoMarie is our third wheeler girl for life. She has always been our Movie Tuesday girl. She comes to us with events or whatever, really anything.
Literally.
We went on the Golden Bachelor together. So
you come to me with events, let's be honest. JoMarie, will you come do this Bachelor thing? Sure.
Yeah, she's like, sure, I'm up for it. She's always down for everything. We're both Sagittarius rising as well. I think that helps. I love that about us.
Yes, we are, and yes, that does.
But, okay, back to you being in LA, you coming to LA, you moving to LA for acting. What has your experience been like as a creative in LA who is also disabled what has your experience been like? Like, have you loved being here, and has it been hard job-wise? Kind of just everything.
Yeah. I mean, I think the industry kind of took a big hit post-COVID, post-strike. So things got slower. Like I was doing a crazy amount of, that's a bad word too, sorry, wild amount of like commercial work and print jobs in San Francisco and here even. And then I moved here and I was like, hello. I booked like a commercial right when I got here, which was really cool for like Paramount Super Bowl thing. I don't know. Watching football. And then it kind of was quiet, but I will say the past year I've done a lot more theatrical work versus commercial work, which has been cool. Like I've done a few like 3 short films I think I did, and
which is amazing.
Produced one myself thanks to the Disability Challenge, which was so much fun. And I also booked a co-star for a TV show,
which I'm so excited
hopefully
for.
will be out, I don't know, this end of this year. We'll find out, but stay tuned for that.
I can't wait for that to come out. I'm really so excited for you. And you are literally killing it ever since you moved here. I feel like she's at this class or she's at this event and she's doing this short film. I feel like you've been really booked. I mean, obviously we'd love to be more booked.
I was like, what do you mean? This year's been slow as shit. 2025.
2025, yes, has been very slow. And she just started, so
yeah.
We're hopeful. We're hopeful for the future. And I believe in you. And I also am like, the Judy Human movie is coming out, and I feel like they're going to also be hiring a shit ton of wheelchair users.
Which I'm excited to see. That'll be great.
Yes, which will be amazing. Yeah. And I'm like, they're gonna bring you on. I have all the faith in you, girl.
Who knows?
As a protester, as something.
I'm like,
someone in the background. No, that's me too. I'm like, oh, I want us to be in the background. Yeah. No.
Honestly, if they were filming it in LA, then like I feel like all of us would be in it. But since they're filming it in Canada, that'll be interesting. I feel like they're gonna take I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of disabled people up there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Many Canadians, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see
It'll
what they
be
do.
Definitely interesting. But I just feel like, you're going to continue to be booked and busy. I know it's been quite a journey, and it feels like kind of like a whole of like we're just waiting for the next thing to be like, oh my gosh, yay, we're booked and busy.
I know.
But I believe in you, and you're doing amazing, and she's doing all the classes, all the work.
Thank you.
And she's an amazing actress. She's being humble, but she's amazing. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Danica.
Of course. I'm just so happy we met.
I am too.
And that we're on this journey together.
I know.
And we're both like
creative
raw dogging it together.
I used to hate the word raw dog. Like it really disturbed me, but now I'm obsessed with it to the point where I need to like stop using it. Like hearing you say that, I was like, yes.
You're like, yes.
Raw dog.
Raw dog.
So weird. So weird.
Your neighbors are gonna be like, interesting. Yeah. And JoMarie had me in her short film for the Disability Film Challenge last year.
And literally, we just watched it at the Chinese theater. They played it, and the biggest laugh is always Danica's scene. Like she nails it. It's hilarious
because it's also
so
just
great.
The way you and Gilly fucking killed that scene too, just writing it and everything. But no, it was just so much fun to do that with you. And they played her short film at the Holly Shorts at the Chinese theater, which is a huge fucking deal. So everyone clap for Jo.
Thank you.
Clap for Gilly.
Yes, Gilly killed it.
No, everyone was so amazing in that cast and crew. Yeah. Amazing.
I love them all. Yeah.
Well, I'm just so excited for you, and I can't wait for the next things to come out and your show to come out. We're going to be updating you guys on when that's coming out, so we will keep
hopefully
you
I'm still in it. Life of an actor, we'll find out.
Yes, I think that's crazy, and I actually didn't learn that from anyone until you, I think, because she had told me basically that they could, if you're a side character in, say, a show or whatever, they could just decide they don't like your storyline or it doesn't fit in whatever, and they can just delete that. And I think that's fucking crazy. I mean, you still get paid, but you are not being shown on the film.
Yeah.
And so I think that's actually bad shit.
It's really tough. I know one of my acting teachers, actually, he was on Scandal, was it? What's the other one after How to Get Away with Murder?
Mhm.
He had like 3 or 4 episodes on it, and they love him. Like, they were obsessed with him, but they had to change the storyline, and that cut his character. And he said though that was one of the days where he was like, I don't know if I can handle this anymore, and wanted to quit. Like, that's tough.
Of course, you get so excited for your face to be in something, and then it's like, oh my god, what have I done all this work for?
It's just like cool.
Back to business, baby.
Back to business.
Took a short intermission. Thank you so much for sharing about how living in LA has like been for you. And I feel like a lot of people too will see this and be like, if they were thinking about moving to LA, being like, I can have the courage to.
You can do it. It was so scary for me, but it was like the best. Like my independence and like everything just got better. So.
Yes, and I love that for you, and I'm so happy to see you thriving and doing so well.
Thank you.
Which
it helps to have amazing support. Couldn't have done this year without Danica, so
I love you, and I am just so glad to have you as well. Same with me, though. I couldn't have done this last year without you, and I feel
good
like
thing I'm wearing glasses right now.
Yeah, we're both water signs. We're going to be crying before the episode's over. No, but I'm serious. Thank you, Trish and Kevin, for raising a beautiful specimen of a daughter.
I did that on my own. Just kidding. They can have a lot of credit.
Yes, they're like, your mom's sitting at home like, I deserve credit too, bitch.
Yeah. A lot.
I know, but speaking of your family, actually, my next question was kind of about, tell us a little bit about your family and kind of your relationship with them, because I know you're super close and everything, and I am telling the world right now how amazing your fucking family is. Mm-hmm. And I just love them all. I haven't met Jessica yet. I still am so excited to meet her and her daughter and her husband. But yeah, tell us a little bit about your fam.
I will. So I have a mom and a dad, and my mom's British. My dad's American. I'm actually British. Was born in England.
Ooh.
Till I was 3.5. Had a cute accent. Then it turned to this. And yeah, I have an older sister who's 22 months older than me. She is a scientist at Genentech up in the Bay Area.
Wait, actually, I don't know if I knew she was a scientist.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
fucking amazing.
Yeah, she's working on Parkinson's disease. And her husband
no big deal.
is like also a scientist. They're like 2 little nerds.
Oh my gosh.
Who love reality TV.
I love that.
And they have the cutest little daughter named Eleanor Marie, named after me. The Marie part, they didn't like Joe. Middle name, whatever. We won't get into it. But yeah, she's the cutest little thing. Little sassafras. So yeah, she's gonna be a wild one. And then I have a younger brother, Jamie. But I call him Jamie, so I don't know why I said James. And he's a little biker boy. He loves to bike. He's road biking all the time.
And he's in San Diego,
right? In San Diego. He does videography. He has many talents, which is like annoying. Yeah, and he's in San Diego. But yes, I was always close with my family, but obviously post-accident, like my brother and sister were both living in San Diego. They would pick a weekend, every other weekend would visit me, and we just became really close. And my sister's kind of high school, we had a tough time, but we were friends, but we really became best friends after that. And I'm very close with both of them, and I love hanging out with them. It's why I'm very picky with people that I really spend time with, because I love my family so much. I'm like, no one is better than them.
Yes.
And so the fact that I love Danica so much speaks volumes to who she is, because you would fit right into our fam.
I love your fam. I feel like
I love you.
I was so excited to meet them, and right when I did, I was like, adopt me now. This is a beautiful family.
We were getting back in the car. It was my mom and my dad, and like you had parked your car not that far away, and you were like rolling away. And before my mom even closed the door, she was like, "Love her. She's incredible." I was like, "Mom, she's right there. Like, just wait till we get in the car."
But that was me too. Yeah. I was like fangirling. I love her. Aww. Oh my gosh, and her mom is so cute with her accent and everything. And I always forget that fact about you is that you were born in
England. Yeah.
which is crazy.
I'm a British bitch.
British. You're British?
I'm British.
I have a terrible British accent.
So
but,
do I.
No, but
it's
I
okay.
think
It's okay.
that's so cool that you were born in England.
Thank
like
you.
just such a like cool fun fact too.
I might escape there soon, depending how the world turns out.
Oh yeah, fuck that right now.
Yeah, we're not avoiding. We're avoiding.
Yes, because we're avoidance. We love that.
Mhm.
That's another thing we bond over is us being avoidance,
Mhm.
which we're working on. We're working on together.
We are working on together.
Which I am proud of us, and I'm proud of you because
Thank you.
that's hard to come out of too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, her fam is fucking amazing.
Actually, sorry, side note.
No,
But June, my mom booked it yesterday. We're going to be in San together, so you should totally.
I'm there.
Come down.
I'm there.
Totally come down.
I'm there.
You will be there.
I'm staying.
There's a jacuzzi at this Airbnb.
Oh my gosh. And I won't impose on the Airbnb because I'll be like, you need your family time too. But I will stay with friends or whatever. And then I'm going to come over all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And it's our best place.
Our favorite. We're going to move there one day.
We are. We're going to have a communal home
Mm-hmm.
with Cam and Dom,
Mm-hmm.
which, speaking of, that's next on my list.
And we're talking
And
about my shitty dating.
no, last time we filmed the podcast a fucking year ago, I was like, tell me about your dating life. And she was like, not seeing anyone at the time. And we were just talking about Hinge and all that. And then she was actually like, just started talking to Cam around the same time that we filmed the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But just kind of like texting here and there. But the floor is yours. I want to know, well, I know your guys' story, but I want you to tell them how you and Cam met, like the first couple weeks to y'all dating, and kind of just where y'all are at right now.
Well, first let's talk about me. I was in a relationship before my injury that continued after my injury for about a year. Then we broke up, and then I was like motherfucking single.
Mm-hmm.
Like so single, which was like not normal for me. And then I started slowly tapping into Hinge. And then I moved to LA and I really started tapping into Hinge. And I was just in a different place because I was like, I love being independent now. I'm totally happy by myself. Like, I don't need a man. Whereas before I was like, man, and I was like, whatever. And then I had a few fun experiences dating in LA. I don't even know if I should get into those.
We love that. We love the tea. You can dabble in them.
Just some of the dates you go on, things aren't accessible when they say they are. It's just, it's fun times.
Oh yeah, and I've heard dating apps in LA, especially while you're disabled, are fucking horrendous.
Gosh, the things people ask
or
say,
God.
Or like immediately, like, what happened to you? And it's like,
great.
How are you? What's your fucking name?
Yeah.
But anyways, yes. Then I was kind of talking to this other guy. We call him Old Man.
I forgot about him. That was so funny.
That was funny.
Because now I just think about Cam, so I just totally
know.
Old Man. He kind of looked like
Jesus
Christ himself. He has risen.
Oh my God.
No,
so anyways, Old Man was like, whatever. And then I started talking to Cam via Hinge. He literally reached out to me and commented on my photo. And it was like the best comment because it was like, he was talking about the like background of this gorgeous photo I had posted.
Gorgeous.
He's like, you're pretty too, but let me ask you about the background. And I was like, this guy's cool. Like, so we started chatting, whatever. We chatted for a while and then like a week. And then we stopped chatting and then I forgot about him and then we started chatting again. And then we were supposed to like FaceTime because ladies, always, if you're doing online dating, apps, whatever you fucking call them, always do a phone call or FaceTime because then you're not wasting your time. Like, you hear their voice, you know what they're like. Like, it's just not worth it. Like, going on a blind date, why? That's just, like, wasting your time.
Exactly.
So, anyways, I wanted to do a FaceTime date, and then he, quote-unquote, can't do air quotes, but he got sick from like these motherfucking cats he was fostering. And I was like, what? So then we didn't FaceTime for like a week, and then I went home, and it was just this whole thing.
Yeah.
So then eventually we FaceTimed, and we chatted for like 2 hours, and it was really good. And I was
2
like,
hours.
okay, I kind of
love
like
that.
this guy. He's cool. Then that next like Friday, we like went on a date, and we each had like one drink, and then we talked for like four hours, I think it was, or something.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And I was like, wow, we just had one drink. I'm like sober. This is wild. And yeah, then we just kept hanging out. And then I was like, wait, feelings, yikes. And I got scared.
Of course.
Yeah.
Miss Avoidant.
Miss Avoidant.
Of which we love her.
Yeah, Cam is very open with his feelings, and
He's amazing.
he has been to therapy, and I was like, feelings are hard. I don't like this. And
we're applauding all men who go to therapy, because I know it's hard for you out there.
Yeah, and you grow up dealing with shit, and you go to therapy, and you work on it, and it's crazy. It's incredible.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so he did a good job. But anyways, yeah, eventually I caught up to where he was at.
Yes.
And we're pretty good now.
And how long has it been now?
Almost 6 months.
Oh my gosh! Which
crazy.
It's crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
I know. It doesn't feel that long.
And I feel like when I met Jo, she was very much like, I don't want a boyfriend. I don't really want to date. I don't want to. And she would talk to guys, but not anything like super serious. But now I feel like you guys are so great together. Seeing them together too, you guys would know that they're deeply in love. They just, the way you guys look at each other and are with each other is just so cute. Aww. So cute.
And when I brought him around to meet Danica and Dom, I literally was like, if you don't get along with them or they don't like you, you're dead to me.
You're done.
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
He loves them both.
But he's amazing. And he's a film guy.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, so he was working in the industry for like 20 years. He does cinematography.
Yeah.
He's a cameraman.
A cameraman for so many big shows, which I was like...
He's been on like every set
yeah.
think of. But now he's working for a different company, working from home, doing remote life, and doing film stuff on the side, and filming me on occasion.
Yes, which we love that. The best of both worlds. We have an actress and we have the film guy. Yeah. We got it all.
Yeah, so it's fun.
I love that for you.
It's fun because he's like a nerd. This is why I think he's the greatest. He's like a nerd, so he has like a sciencey brain, but then he also has like this creative side. So I'm like,
oh, he's so creative.
I love it.
It's just so amazing to see Cam treat you so well and treat you as you deserve, because you freaking deserve that. And all the disabled girlies out there who think that their men won't be okay with their future men being okay with the wheelchair, with them being disabled, with accidents, with whatever. There are some great men out there, okay? Very, very slim pickings, but there's some good ones.
But that's the great thing, right? Like, before I would date these shitty men, and it's like, you just get to like get rid of all that and not deal with it, and like you find these like great humans with amazing hearts, and I'm just like,
exactly.
Like, I don't think I would be on this path if I hadn't have broken my neck. Like,
exactly. I do think it weans out a lot of the shitty men, because a lot of shitty men wouldn't deal with the chair. I say deal with. It's not even that you have to deal with it, but I don't think they'd be okay with the chair, or they'd make comments, or they'd be like not looking for accessible things.
Blah, blah. Yes. I've had that comment.
Terrible.
And
I've had people, and literally my ex-wife literally being like, I just don't find you attractive really anymore because the chair. I feel like there's a lot of people who also just don't find people with disabilities attractive for whatever reason.
When we're motherfucking sexy.
We are sexy as fuck.
So sexy.
Like, fuck y'all who say we aren't hot or sexy.
Disabled babes are babes.
They are. And Cam knows that. And I'm so glad, because I feel like you guys mesh so well. It's so cute to see them together. I fucking love him. What's your favorite thing to do with Cam? Just like...
Literally, that's the craziest part. Is like, I'm just so happy to just sit on the fucking couch with him.
I love that.
And veg. Like,
yeah.
I love going on adventures with him, and like, we travel really well together, and like, he's an amazing cook.
Yes.
And I don't cook. So I love that he just is happy to do that and cooks me some fantastic food.
Literally gourmet meals.
So I'm like, put me on the couch, you cook some food,
yeah,
put on my favorite reality show, and then it's like the best.
exactly.
I love that.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I've discovered that I can too be a nerd sometimes when
Yes.
I do his hobbies with him.
But we love that.
Yeah,
Nerdy Joe is coming out.
Woo,
Grandma Joe is coming out.
No, Grandma Joe was always there.
Grandma Joe has not left the building.
Grandma Joe was there. You would be proud of me. We went out. One of his friends was in a band, and we went to the Regent Theater in downtown LA. Started at like 10 p.m. on a Thursday.
On a Thursday?
I was like, look at us.
You're like, look at me out past 8 p.m.
Yeah, it was great. I was like, I'm a wild child.
No, and I love that about you. I keep, every time me and Joe hang out at nighttime, I end up keeping her up fucking late as fuck, and I'm so sorry about that.
No, we love it. We have chitty chats and we're just laughing our heads off.
It's so true.
Fun.
We had our first sleepover the other month.
We did.
And it was so lovely.
It was so
because
lovely.
I love girly time sleepovers.
Yeah.
It's like the most fun, and I just haven't had one in so long.
Me either.
So it was so fun.
I know. I was like, wait, why don't all girls have sleepovers always?
I know, always. I think also as disabled women, some people don't like to do sleepovers because your body is so used to your own bed, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
So sometimes your body hurts if you sleep somewhere else.
Yeah.
But JoMarie's bed was so comfy, and my bod was fine.
Great.
Yeah, I was having a great,
my bed it is.
Great old time. But no, back to Cam. So, your family met him, right?
They did. He actually came home for Christmas.
Which is so cute.
Which is wild.
Wild.
I don't really bring boys home for Christmas.
Yeah.
I think I've only brought a few home
in
general.
So
that was also a big deal to me. He was like, yeah, I want to meet your family. And I was like,
what? Like, am I hyperventilating over here? I don't know if I'm ready.
Yeah.
Avoidance over here. Yeah.
But my parents actually were in town. And they were like, yeah, we want to meet him. And I was like, okay. So they met him and he like hung out. We went to like IKEA and he just came with us. And I was like, wow, this guy really likes me like troping around IKEA with me and my parents.
Oh, and he's obsessed with her. I already knew. But, I know it's different being in it because you're like, this is scary. Do you really like me?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, also because we're fucking disabled, there's just
another layer of things. Okay, this is the thing about being a disabled woman and dating, for me at least. It was like, you have to be like vulnerable with things right away. And it's like, I don't want to be. I want to be an avoidant clamshell at first. And like not show like everything, but you like kind of have to show everything to some extent. And it's like so scary. But like then you just get to a deeper level quicker and like, I don't know. It's pretty incredible.
Exactly, because I think you have to be a little more vulnerable because you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much about me that requires me to be vulnerable with people, like cathing.
Yeah, like, hey, want to know how I pee? Oh my god.
Exactly.
So
yes, you have to tell that story.
Okay, so I say caths pretty quick. Catheters. Mm-hmm. And one time, a little bit into our relationship, I went to the bathroom and I was like, oh fuck, I don't have any. They're in my car. So I was like, hey, can you go get my cats for me? And he was like, what? And he was like, oh, your cats. Yeah. And I was like, what? No, it's cats. He's like, oh, he was calling it calves. Bless his heart.
Wait, calves? Like calves?
Like calves. Because I would say it so fast. He didn't know.
He's like, moo.
Yeah.
He's like, let me go get the cow from the car.
I was just like, oh my god. He was just repeating after me. I guess I mumble a little bit. But yeah, that was sweet.
Oh my god.
But he went to my car and got my calves for me.
Oh, he's so sweet. And he also I feel like, I've never seen him complain. I feel like he seems like the type of guy too that would literally, kind of like Dom. They're just angels. They just are so understanding. They won't complain about anything. They'll just be like, yeah, I'll go grab that for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's willing to do quite a lot.
Yes.
Which is awesome. And it's like, I think also as disabled women and men, that you probably sometimes there's that level of like, am I being a burden? Am I being too much? But it's like, no, because you like also do things for them that they probably are concerned about just in different ways.
1,000%.
Even if it's not physical. It could be an emotional thing.
Exactly. Very healthy. And I love that. I'm glad you guys can talk with each other and be open with each other and just be, so happy.
And I had good role models. I was like, well, I can't date anyone that isn't like Danica and Dom.
You're so cute.
No. There's, I think, a lot of relationships in our community, but you guys are my favorite one. Like,
thank you. You're so cute for
you guys
that.
are just besties, and I love that.
Yes.
And you still like love each other so much, and you've been 5 years out. Just hit their 5 years, people. Like, what? That's wild. You're killing it.
Thank you. Yeah. I know, it's crazy. It feels like it hasn't been that long. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm still an avoidant sometimes, so I have to remind myself, Danica, it's been 5 years.
It's funny. You and Cam are similar in ways, but also you and me are very similar.
Yes.
Are avoidant.
Yes.
But I
very
feel like me
avoidant.
and Dom are similar.
Yes. Me and Cam. Me and Cam are he's also very open to dancing and singing in public, and that's one of my favorite things in the world. And Dom is very, I just feel like sometimes he doesn't want to sing or dance in public, and I'm like, yeah. And JoMarie and him. I remember when I was making Dom and Joe do a TikTok with me in public. God. Oh my God. And they were both like so embarrassed to be doing it in public. And I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm just forcing you to do this. I'm literally like, do the fucking TikTok. No. Yeah. No, but you and Dom are very similar in that way.
Yeah.
And me and Cam.
He was singing the other night and I was like, hey, maybe not so loud. He's like, why? That's how you like project and it sounds better. And I was like, yeah, but maybe you're disturbing the people around you. And he's like, who cares what people think? And I was
exactly.
Like, oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I feel like it's a good balance though, because we're here to like remind you guys to not take life too seriously. Yeah. And then you and Dom are more so like, okay, sometimes we do need to be cautious.
Focus. Yes. And be cautious.
Exactly. And so I feel like it's a good balance to have within each other. But no, I am just so happy for you. And like seeing you from single Joe to now coupled up Joe. You guys are making good strides as a couple and you're so adorable. So I'm just literally so thrilled for you.
Thanks, Dan.
But I have enjoyed so much having you on. Obviously, this will not be the last you will see of JoMarie because I feel like we only scratched the surface of all the things that we talk about on a regular basis. I know, it went by too
quick. Now that we got like the basic story out,
exactly.
We can just shoot the shit
the basic story, just relationship and just family and disability. Stupid basic.
Very surface level.
No, but I really would love to have Joe back on because we're into all the fucking same reality TV shows and all the fucking same shit. So this will definitely not be the last you see of her. Yeah. And thank you so much for being on.
Thanks for having me.
And for dealing with, guys, if you're watching on Spotify or on YouTube, yeah, I'm sorry about the quality. It's only because I am a fucking dumbass and I literally left the house with everything except the fucking SIM card. So that was my fault. But I hope you guys enjoyed anyways because look at JoMarie's beautiful fucking wall.
Yeah, I hope you're watching. Thank you.
I hope you're watching. If you're just listening, we're in JoMarie's living room, just sitting here on the couch. But
the quality is in the words, not the image. But that's okay.
Not in the image.
Yeah.
But I love you so much, and thank you for coming on.
Oh, we're hugging.
I love you.
We're hugging. Oh God! Get back up! Get back up!
Two disabled girlies just hugging, trying to get back up. But I love you guys, and thank you so much for tuning in. And we will see you guys next week, bitches. Woo! Bye.